in Eden Prairie, since 2008, I think it was 2009 and this year 2010, we did keep our budget from increasing. Actually, it decreased a very small amount. I don't know if it's only about $200,000. So it's remained flat to 2 years. But I can point out that the first year that was done, the city manager reported that he did make some, in conjunction with working with our city council, some cuts, I think of about 12 employees. And he also made some other adjustments where they did take money from our so-called rainy day fund, which is established at least in part to take care of situations of some emergency. And he indicated, I think in a commentary I think it was about a year ago, that even though we had cut all these people, that there was no real appreciable loss in services. However, I don't believe that you can continue to necessarily project a certain budget as an answer to any problem. I think you have to look at the budget year to year and as you go by. There are some things that you can look at, though, to try to keep the budget down and to keep more money in the hands of people, and that is to look at opportunities to share costs with other municipalities or other government entities. For instance, right now in Eden Prairie, we spend close to $1 million in just our dispatching services. That is, when somebody calls 911 and they need help, we've got to have a communication setup that's effective and that responds to the needs of people. At the present time, Hennepin County also is setting up. Of course, they already have their own dispatching services, but they're now looking at setting up a service which will help not only provide services for the county, but for a number of the municipalities that would want to opt in and be included, so that we wouldn't then have a duplication of services, but that perhaps with the state of the art and technology such that it is, Hennepin County could very well provide services for Eden Prairie, so that we could eliminate a significant portion of the amount that we're now spending. And then there are other opportunities to work with other municipalities that on our borders, for instance, fire and police, that have stations or facilities close to the border where we could share and the services of our first responders, and thereby attempt to reduce costs. The other thing that I pointed out a little bit ago, we had earmarked, I think it was $8 or $9 million as a economic development fund to foster or help provide a basis for expanding our downtown or our major center area. Those funds have been earmarked in part for such things as streetscape and landscape and widened and sidewalks and benches and that type of thing. But it's my view that I don't think that fund should be readily dissipated by the city gratuitously spending that money for the sole purpose of expanding the downtown area. I think that the city should permit private development to come in, have those developments go through their normal process, go through our planning commissions, and develop by natural courses. And then as the city is developed in an orderly and systematic way, those new coming into fruition downtown districts can actually allow themselves to become part of special use districts. They can then vote and determine whether or not they want all of these extra amenities, and the city then can go ahead and provide them, but retain its opportunity to assess those individual businesses for these extra amenities that are over and above what are already provided in our city. So there are other approaches that could be looked at that would, with some measure of wisdom, accomplish the same things without unnecessarily spending taxpayers' money for some of these long-term objectives.